Hello everyone. So first things first, I want to make some covers out of old boxes, Hamburger Helper boxes with these set, and I have some of this paper called the Paper Boutique. This one is Winter Wonders, and this one right here is Season's Greetings. Now, these are for upcoming journals. They're not the current journals I'm working on or anything. I want to get started on their covers a little bit here and there before getting going on making them. So while I still have my winter and Christmas stuff out, and these could be Christmas journals to all honesty, but that will be a choice all on its own. Now I have some more boxes here that I, again, want to change up and make into journals too. So I figured bring you along on this process of doing this. Not everybody likes reusing, but you know what? I find it's nice and easy and fun to do. To me, it doesn't really matter if this is glue is too tough. Doesn't want to come through. Or open, I should say. It's okay if you mess up the box when it comes down to opening up the bottom and stuff like that, because you're really not going to use the bottom part, you're going to use the inside. So, not a big deal. Right here is where the seam is. So I'm just carefully trying to draw it away from its seam here. And again, this is where it isn't that big of a deal if it ain't perfect, because we can fix that up as we go. So now I'm going to start cutting. I like cutting it a specific way. You don't have to do it the same way I am. This is just me. Personally, I just like it a little bit like this. And again, I do the same thing with this part. I just a little bit in the inside, like a sliver. And that's how I do it, and try to get it as straight as I can. Sometimes that ain't always possible. You know, you're gonna make mistakes. It ain't a big deal. Nothing can be, in my mind, nothing's perfection. You can get close to it, but you can't get complete perfection, so don't overthink it. Now I am going to cut this off, but I do cut it slightly in the inside so it will match up with the other side like that. And then I also cut this little sliver off here. Then I take this piece, after I move all this out of the way, I take this piece, and I like making sure that my inside portion is always doubled due to it being the spine. Just gives it a little extra. So I always try to, and with hidden pockets, for example, what I'd do is I'd wait on doing this spine and put it in after, or when I do the hidden pocket instead. but I'm not doing hidden pockets with these, so I'm okay with doing this way. So there we go. We got that one done. I think this is the best part about having kids is you get so many different recycled materials like this that you can just play with. It makes it very easy to start this process. That's a doily I ripped apart. It was falling apart on me and I'm like, yeah, we're just gonna rip it. Yeah, it's about even. And again, I'm just going to take it and glue it in like I did the last one. I do try to make sure that I glue the portion that has the paper on it or the decorativeness on it into the inside. So I do not have to, if I don't want to, add something over top of it in the inside. But I normally do either way, but still, again, it's one of them where you can make the decision. You do not have to do it any particular way. It's just, again, to strengthen the spine. See, like this one has that little rip in it. Just helps strengthen it. And then I do, if it's like not matching up at the bottom here, I will take my scissors and get it to match up just a little bit better there. So there we go. Now we can get going on these covers just a little bit. So with this one, I kind of do want a piece running all the way across it, the inside. So again, it's a choice. You don't have to do it the same way I am. I'm choosing to do it this way. So, and I'm just taking my glue stick. I'm not, you can choose to use like Eileen's tacky glue. You could choose to use white glue. I mean, there's endless glues that you could be using doing this. I'm just choosing to use glue stick when it's just the inside and it's gonna, some of it may be covered. There's no point in trying to, again, re-glue. You could use Mod Podge too to glue it. Again, it is a choice what glue you use. I threw a bunch out there. I know. But this is how I do it. Again. can't get it flat when it's doing that, you can come back and push it down a little bit, move it out. Hence why I do it this way. It's just so my creases can be really well defined here. Alright, now after I get that done, then I start cutting. And I just cut across. Cut it out. It's okay. It's like any other piece. And I'll more than likely use my decorative paper for the other portion of this, so that's why I just like to cover the inside. Something like packing paper works great for that. So we got that going now. I am also going to take my glue here, and wherever it's just like poking out here, that's where I'm going to glue down. So as I said, if you made the choice of doing something like using Eileen's tacky glue, it should work just fine. I like using glue stick for the pieces that, hey, I may not necessarily want to waste all my good glue, is what I call it. Like my glue that I use for most of my work, which is normally art glitter glue, on the inside here. Alright, now I am going to choose to use the Winter Wonders from the Paper Boutique. This is made in the UK, and I'm going to use this as my cover. For this journal in particular. So I am going to choose to glue this one with my art glitter glue. That's why I said I didn't really want to use every last bit that I had. Because you could also choose to like gesso it. You could do many different things with it. I just am choosing this. And there's no like top or not top or bottom, but I mean left or right or anything like that. So okay, then I'm going to cut my corners like that, that. And I love using this method just due to it makes all the different pieces kind of come together. That's why I said I am not too worried about it not being straight because this kind of adjusts it a little. And I should have cut this out, but that's okay. That sometimes happens with stuff like this. So, if you don't like these like little creases like this and everything with it, I do recommend doing that and that. So then you can even cut out little pieces within that. And then you don't get that crease stuff that I'm getting up here. So again, I like showing you how to do it wrong just as much as how to do it right, because it took me a long time to understand that concept. I'm like, why do it that way? But you'll understand as you're doing it why people do that. And when you add your papers to the cover, it does thicken up. So if you're ever wondering, well, why do this? Isn't it going to be not so thick? But when you add papers like this, or like fabric, you could add fabric, it does get this way easily, where it is quite a bit thick. Now, but again, I have some teachers that are in need of Christmas gifts this year, so this is my way of making a nice, easy little Christmas gift for all the teachers. Nice, a fun Christmas gift. Again, that's what my plan is with these anyways this year, is just make some simple Christmas gifts. Now this one, I'm going to decide not to cover it like I did the last one, which is fine. Again, I don't need necessarily this entire thing covered with paper like I did with this one. You can choose not to cover it in the inside, and that's where I want to show you again how you can do that. You don't have to do anything too much, because again, this one I could use. Thought there was another one. Ooh, this is the other one. Alright, this is the one I want. So this one we're gonna use the fox. And yeah, again, I'm just gonna glue this where I see fit. And because art glitter glue does dry fast, I'm trying to kind of do a quick over top of this, trying to rush through it a little bit, because I know my glue likes to dry quickly. Now, you could choose a different type of glue that wouldn't do it as quickly. No, this is my go-to glue, and a lot of people know that. This is what I go to when I do my glues. Ooh. did not get that straight at all. All right, then we're gonna do the quick bending of these papers. Bend it. Bend this side. And this is already falling apart on me. Again, it dries fast. All right. Again, I'm going to cut my 4 corners. Then I'm going to cut my sides here. And sometimes you have situations like this. I try to just cut it to the best of my ability off. Alright. Now we're back to, again, gluing this. And if you feel like, oh wait, I need to see this some more, how I did these different versions, you can always rewind. You can always fast forward if this is not your thing and everything. I get it. But there are some people who are beginners and some people who are farther into it like I am. I like to touch up on the beginner stuff a little bit before I go back to tutorials of pockets, because I do get new people on my channel. It ain't always the same people every year, every time. I mean, I have some people who have been with me since the beginning, and some people who've been with me just recently, and I've noticed there's been a lot more newer people, and so I like to touch up on these things when I see that, you know, I just gained like 20 or 30 people in a matter of a couple weeks or something, you know. I like to touch up on these because, again, you don't just get on these types of channels people who are been doing this forever. You get people in between. You get people who've never done anything like journaling. I like to throw it all out there as much as I can. And I don't try to do it too often, but I haven't in a long time, actually. Shown how I do covers. And actually, I haven't even made covers like this in a long time, and it's like, ooh, I gotta be doing that more often. And again, I realize that Christmas is coming, and I had somebody recently ask me, and thank you for asking, if I ever give these as gifts. I do try to give gifts of different journals as much as I possibly can. So these are our first 2 journals covers. Not sure exactly if I can do the same with these because they are bigger. And I don't know how wide they are. So I probably should be checking that out first. How wide they are. And my lovely ruler was buried. So it is at, okay, so it's definitely smaller than a regular page because it's only at 10 3/4. Now, height, let's check that out. It is at 7 and almost 7.5. It's like one little piece away from being 7.5 inches. So I guess it would work, but I'll probably do these off camera just because I don't want to bore you doing the same thing that we just got done doing, but with different papers. So again, you can make these types of things out of ordinary thing, and they do come out pretty thick. I mean, it is pretty durable. You wouldn't think that, but again, I doubled my spine, so my spine's extra thick compared to just this plain small piece. But again, I like to show you all these bits and pieces who are beginners, just because I'm sure if you're just learning, you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, what is going on here? I personally, hardcovers are either old books that I'm currently using, like right before I start getting books, or before I start, you know, like if I run out of papers like this, I'll empty out a book and start using papers from that book until I run out, and then again. So, I mean, it goes in full circle. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day or night. Bye.